everybody. It's Thursday. It's a Real Estate Real Talk 101 with MARKPIRES. And we're going to get into it. I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about today, but it's going to lead us somewhere. Right now, we're still trying to determine who's going to be the president of the United States. And I'm still trying to figure out what that means for us as a country going forward as a realtor. As a realtor, I'm looking at my market and I'm questioning what happens beyond. If CV-19 comes to an end, which I do not think it's going to come to an end, I think in the Oval, we will be locked down again as a nation the way Italy is now locked down. France, I think it's Italy. So that's coming, guys. It's coming, which means the real estate market will essentially shut off. I'm not really sure what that's going to do. So we're getting closer and closer to this fear of a universal income because nobody is able to work. So they're like, hey, everybody just gets something so they can keep going here. And then that moves towards now you have so much debt you can't get out of it. So we'll just wipe it away. Just sign here. But look, right now I'm trying to stay positive about the idea that real estate has been, as far as it goes, this is the first good market my market has seen in 13 years, but the best market it's seen in 26. And if that's the case, Wolfie, how are you? Glennis, Arizona. If this is the best market or one of the best markets in 26 years, then we should see this continue on. However, the president is switching. The response will be different. I joked in my face swap earlier that he's going to do the same thing that this president did, but because they have the media on their side, they're just going to say it's working. Could have been done that way as well when you had the previous guy in there and just said, look, they're doing what they said. You know, they said worst case scenario was 2.5 million lives lost by fall. Best case, if you do everything right. If you do everything right, you'd still lose 200,000. And people are still out there talking about, well, he lost 200,000 lives. It's all on him. They told him at the beginning, if you do nothing, it's 2.5 million. If you do everything right, 200,000. So he must have done everything right. Still lost if you lose. I don't know. Point being, you can't hang a virus on the shoulders of a guy who's in the Oval Office when he had no responsibility for it arriving on our shores. And when he did shut down the border to China, and the guy that we, the country just elected, was calling him a xenophobe, this 200,000 would have been much higher. China was trying to get as many sick people here as possible. Of course you don't know that. They would never tell you that. The fake news will never tell you the truth. This is why I hope you'll tune in here. You're always going to get the truth from me. Even when I come here to talk real estate, the truth has to come out during my real estate segment. So one positive here, not even a positive. You're going to hear a lot of fluff for the next 4 years. Everything Joe Biden. Joe Biden took a nap today. It was the most amazing nap in history. Oh my goodness. He naps like better than anybody. Stuff like that. And it's much better than saying, anything that comes out, there's like a tone you can hear in the voice of every reporter when they speak to Trump, when they ask Trump questions. It's an annoying thing to hear as somebody who's trying to be down the middle. I joke. People are like, oh, you're a Trump guy. I'm like, I'm a guy who wants America to do well. I'm a guy who wants the people in America to thrive. And if I look at these two candidates, 47 years, and a guy who literally was pushing to get everybody in America to thrive, I'm like, simple answer to me. My wallet was destroyed under Obama-Biden. Destroyed. I got my real estate license when Obama-Biden got in office. When I was paying 30+% in taxes every freaking year when I'm busting my tail 358 days a year, and they're taking a third, if not more, if you think about everything else I pay. My home, everything that we pay in taxes. We're paying 65% of our money. It goes right to taxes. Gas. Anything you buy, you're taxed on, and then you're also taxed on your home. You're taxed on, you pay your income tax. They take it all from us. And nobody realizes this, but as a real estate agent, I was able to take advantage of the 21% tax rate. I'm a business, independent contractor, running a business, and during the last 4 years, my family did much better than they did under 8 years of Obama. Obama reamed me. Reamed me. And I sat there and took it. I stayed in America. I didn't run. I didn't say, oh, my president. I complained a lot. And I was thankful to pay less. I was thankful to have more when I came home and be able to not, at the end of the year, this is the thing that bothers me most about the way that they run this system. If I work up here at this level and somebody else works at this level, on April 15th, we're both at this level. We're both at this level. They just took everything I earned, all that extra time I put in, everything I did in order to try to create a future for my family. They rip it out of your pocket. And they're like, well, start all over again. The system is just so corrupt. And I was looking forward to seeing some bodies get just totally kicked out of the system this next 4 years. The first 4 was about making change. If you think about those first 4 years, a lot of things from the campaign, almost every single thing was done. And people are like, this guy's crazy. He'll never be able to do that. He did it all, except for the infrastructure. I think that was like the only thing he didn't do, which is what Sleepy Poo pounded him on the whole time. He didn't even do the infrastructure. Look, he was telling me he didn't even do it. I said he told my Aunt Judy that he'd do the infrastructure. What kind of president says he'd do infrastructure and then doesn't do it? I don't know. I guess we could look through a laundry list of things that you said you'd do and didn't do in 47 years, and we'd find that you are a complete dud. But no, most votes in history. I asked a friend, I was like, most votes in history, really? You can believe that? If you want to talk about potential voter fraud or anything, most votes in history? Are you kidding me right now? Oh, that's why I'm on the wrong DNS server. You guys want to hang here for 2 seconds while I switch over to the closer server to myself? Don't go anywhere. YouTube's going to fix this for me, guys. Don't go anywhere. It takes literally 60 seconds. I'm going to go into the chat. We are back. I'm not sure how long I've been back for. I'm looking down at my stupid screen here. So Daniel was just saying here, I was checking this out offline, because we were literally getting back. Did we stop losing frames? We did. Guys, that's the magic right there. That's the magic. So look, as we go forward here, I want to explain this is a call-in show. The number's right there. This is your call with MARKPIRES. And all you got to do is give me a ring. We could chat about real estate. We could chat about the election, whatever you want to talk about. I really would like to get into real estate related topics here because it is the during the day show where I need to stay focused on what actually produces an income for me currently. So while we're here, if you have any real estate questions, anything that we can get into, I'd love to answer for you. You know, I've been doing this for 13 years. So there's a lot that I've been through. A lot of scenarios have come up that I've had to remedy. I do think mostly everything in life is your perspective, and it's about being positive in the way you handle your business. Being able to speak to someone and give them your truth is the only way to do good business. You cannot live someone else's truth. And this is something you should know about life in general. You can't live someone else's truth. If you want to go out and do something, it has to be straight from your soul, or else you lose them. And look, what kind of proof do I have to say that? I don't know. Every single person I see on the planet. Guys, if you can, smash the like, because if you do that, we're going to try to beat YouTube's shadow ban. I spoke to YouTube yesterday by chat because you can't get anybody on the phone. You can't get anybody on the phone. This person. Can't get anybody on the phone. So you have to send like chat, live chat. So I said, can you do me a favor? I keep, monetizing. And it says, hey, you have the ability now to be trusted. You have the ability to be trusted. And all you have to do is answer these couple of notes. And if you answer them correctly, we will make sure you get a green light. So I'm like, okay, answered them correctly. Okay, check this out. Every time for the last 7 days since they've instilled this new method, I get a yellow after I say my program is clean. Okay, they check and they say, nope, we're going to give them a yellow anyway. But you could do a manual review. So I've been doing the manual reviews. But the problem is because I put a show on every single day, in fact, 2 a day, no one's going back to watch that episode. So I'm like, you're killing me. These people want to see it today for the next 8 hours until I go live again. And you're going to give me a yellow every day because you've shadow banned me? And she goes, oh, well, I don't know about that. And I said, well, let me ask you, why would it be that way? If you tell me you're going to trust your creators, and when you look, if your algorithm, which it does apparently look at things, if your algorithm looks at my channel, you'd see every single day I've been flagged yellow and then requested a review, which has been every day I've been live since monetization. You have every single time said your program is clean for all advertisers. So if I have 100% rating on clean for all advertisers, and you're going to trust content creators now with telling you whether or not their content is clean for all advertisers, then how come every single time I finish my video, I get a yellow? And she goes, well, it could be that your titles are inflammatory. I said, okay, so let me just share one for you. And I took one that, without the presidential election thing, I sent one that said something like, Real Estate Real Talk 101, Navigating the Market. Call in. I said, you tell me, what's so inflammatory about a real estate call-in show? I said, so you tell me there's nothing inflammatory about mine. And I can't even put tags in until my videos go live, and then they're saved in YouTube. It's just a no tag situation when you're live. I don't know how to set it up where tags are already there, so people are already knowing about it when you're live. Guys, I'm doing this all on my own. I have no idea, but I'll tell you, every time I go live, that video sits in the ether, and then all of a sudden it goes into YouTube, and then I could add tags. So the only thing they're going off of is my title. And then they're reviewing my content, which again, every single day it's been clean. So I absolutely 1000% for sure know now I'm shadow banned, because if they tell me they're going to trust all creators and we'll give you a green until you prove us that you're not worthy of a green, I've never gotten a green. I always get yellow, and I have one of the cleanest shows, I think, on the platform. I don't know. We don't, besides last night when Scarface came out for that old bit I did, I don't throw any F-bombs out there. I keep it super clean here because I want a 5-year-old to be able to walk in the room and not be like, oh, got to cover the ears on little Timmy. No, this is a show we can get into things, we can laugh, and we're not going to offend anybody, you know? So getting back to it, for 13 years, I've been selling real estate. Okay. Before that, built homes for 13 years with my father, my brother, my mother's an interior designer. We were literally the first property brothers, like not even joking, property family. That was us. My brother, builder, me, real estate agent. And I used to do that as well. But so I'm real estate agent. He's builder with my father and my mother. My mother's an interior designer. It's like the perfect thing. It should have been a TV show, but we just never thought of, I mean, seriously, it would have been a lot of fun to do that. But once that came out, and I stopped doing that type of business, I was like, we should have done that. What the hell were we thinking? My dad joked too. He'd been doing that for 30 years. This old house, that's my dad. My dad does not like to take down homes. He likes to take them and renovate them. So we'll walk into a house. Here's a good example. We picked up a house in Westport last year. And I walked in there, and I remember hearing from the agent before I went to see it. She goes, look, this is a tear down. This is a tear down. We're not even showing it, the house at all. You can't get in. I say, listen, can you please just get me in? Because I have to get in there. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm reading something from Daniel here. Daniel said, I think they could have two sides of the platform, one for children and one for 18 with 18 submitted ID, but you can be held accountable for information you publish. And if you found factual, then you no go. To a debate to defend yourself in position. If you lose, you have to remove the video. There's always a solution. You know, I think what's good is if you have a 100% rating, you should at least get a green until you're proved wrong. And even here's another one. Yesterday we did a 1-hour video on real estate. It was a little rant. I mean, I went into it, but the title said nothing about, and I didn't swear at all. All I did was talk passionately about the fact that we still don't have a president. I got a yellow. Guess what? They reviewed it. And I'm clean for all advertisers. So I'm clean for all advertisers for every video until the one from last night that we had. I think like 1,400 people were with us, you know, during the whole show last night. That's a pretty amazing thing. You guys have been showing up, spreading the word, and I just love you for it. Because for the first time in the history of this program, we're actually connecting. I come out here every day, say I'm here to connect with you, and we're actually connecting for the first time in roughly 2 years of straight broadcasting every single day. So I'm so thrilled When I come on here, I see Wolfie in Arizona and Missy, and I see Alfred and Daniel hanging out with me. And George Rochot, because when you're here, Jerry as well. Let me see, I'm going back. Fisherman's daughter, how are you? But when I see you guys here with me, it inspires me. Glynis, it inspires me because I know I'm on track. I've always felt like I see 13 look, 13 are on right now. I was just saying, I see 13 everywhere, and I look down, I see 13 people are on with me. And literally, it's like last night, it was 13, 14. There was this weird thing with 13 everywhere I look. Let me see what the numbers were. There was something weird last night. I was like, is anybody seeing this? Like, how the heck does this keep happening? Every night, something weird. Like, I just can't even explain. Let me see what the live was yesterday. Something weird came out. 105.55. What? 105.55? I don't know why it couldn't have been 105.53. 105.59. 105.55. Just like the stuff just keeps getting weirder. 40141. 413's my thing, but 40141. Just all these 4s, 13s, 33333. No, that's not real. Oh my goodness. Guys, I don't know. 41310, my birthday, 413. I don't plan on when to stop shows. 31441. 413 is my birthday. 31441. 413 78. Guess what? 314 41 is 413 78. 413, 4 plus 4 is 8, 4 plus 3 is 7. 413 78. My show was my birthday on day 665 in a row. What the heck? I can't explain it, but I keep doing it. 44454. That's just ridiculous, silly stuff. Like all these numbers, 113. Okay, I don't look down and say, oh, it's 112 and 30 seconds. Let me stop this one right at 113. We just end sometimes right on a crazy thing. When I did the clip for you guys right before, and again, I just make face swaps for you. It ended at 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay. Didn't try to add or take anything away. Just I'm editing, finishing, 444. I don't know. Numbers just keep popping up for me. I know numbers made me nothing. I'm just luckily hitting triples everywhere. And 413 is in everything I see that was related to this program. Or that is my connection to know that what we're doing is the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And if I wasn't seeing those numbers, then maybe I should be a little bit concerned about the fact that nobody's broadcasting in with me and that I'm just doing this all alone and no one cares. If I didn't see those numbers, I maybe would have felt differently about doing this until you showed up. But it kept pushing me. I would finish a show and I'd be like, that was such a good show. I can't believe 2 people were on with me. It's a shame. I can't believe no one's ever going to see that message. And then something in the back of my mind would say, yes, they will, Mark. They just may not see it while you're alive, but the content is there. I say, yep, that's right. And that would drive me to the next day. I'd walk down the hall of wherever and I hear, he's still alive. Are you kidding me? Nobody even watches him. I bet you his show sucks. Have you ever seen it? No. Yeah, me neither. I don't even know how to find it. Of course you don't. And freaking shadow banned. But for 2 years, 608 days, when you walk by people and they're like, he's still going? Like, what is he even doing it for? He's not even talking about real estate. Like, how is this even helping him? He's wasting hours of his day every day instead of spending it with his family and doing this, that, and another thing. What is he doing it for? Well, the world sucks. The world sucks. And it's my job to make it somewhat better. And if it's just for 2 to 6 every day right here with you, that's my contribution to this time of ours. We're here together for a reason. This isn't by chance. The entire time of history, we're here together right now. Oh, it's by chance. What's meant to be will be, and we are in the middle of what's meant to be. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what comes out of this, but I will tell you what. We will continue to drive through on this program, no matter what happens, no matter who walks into that oval. If it's the guy who I think should be there, or if it's a guy who literally will fall asleep and probably not wake up, he'll hibernate until 2024. We will still build light here, and we're going to drive those spirits out of our faces. Nothing can stop what we're doing here, no matter who's sitting in that oval. Okay, so don't worry about that. Let me see. Hold on a second. I see something here I'm missing. Giggle said she needs something. Let me go back here and see what I missed. Let's see this here, guys. Missy said, and if you have passion, you will build something. You're not giving up. You not giving up ensures your ultimate success. I thank you very much, Missy, because I truly believe that that's the case. Like, I'm never going to stop. It's only time until somebody calls, emails, and says, we want to take you from this little show you're doing in your basement, and we want to bring you somewhere with lights, with cameramen, with a crew, with writers. And I'll be like, yes to everything but the writers. Tell them to go pound sand. We're just going to do the show. But I'd love to set that beat seat up on its own stage and walk from a desk to the beat seat and have you guys with cameras, multiple cameras. You see the beat seat in action. You see the guitar playing. You see everything. Real production. I don't know how to make that happen, but I could see in my head how great this show would be if we were set up that way. I'm set up at a desk with true, like a sound, whatever. We got actual techs, and I'm not the guy doing everything here. I mean, I still want to do everything here, but it would be nice to be able to have someone with a camera in their hand so you can actually get a movement shot while we're playing some music. I want to get that shot. You know what I mean? I want to get a close-up of the guitar, but then I want to move up and down the neck. I don't want to just be there. Like, I can't stand straight shots. I get straight shots for this show for 676 days in a row. Straight shots. Oh, look, guys, I got a shot of the guitar. No movement, just me moving. So look, it is what it is, but one day that will be pretty unbelievable, because then this show will become everything it's meant to become. Right now, we're doing what we can with it. I'm sitting in this thing, or I'm sitting in a beat seat. I'm in my basement. But the thing is, patience is such an amazing thing. And when you have it, you don't get stressed out. You don't get overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. The only thing the only thing that becomes a little bit overwhelming is the idea that the world is definitely dying. And I don't know how I can do more and still do what I need to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough balance, because I feel like if I don't continue to push as hard as I can towards the light for and with you, that we're going to lose. We're going to lose our track here, and we're not going to be able to get back. There is a line, once we go past it, it's almost impossible for us to reverse. And I feel like we're like there. And to me, this platform is the one way for us to rise above it. And while anything else is going on, if we can come together here, then we can reconnect, we can center ourselves before going back into the insanity of the real world around us. So this to me is inevitable, the daily us spending time together. The question is, how do we do it more? Well, I'll tell you how we do it more. I got to keep selling real estate. And then that allows me to show up here and spend as much time with you as possible. So again, I appreciate all your leads. And today, Johanna sent me a new potential lead, which is amazing, down in New Mexico. I'll tell you what, guys, anywhere in the country, I can help you. I interview people for you, find you a great agent. And if you like them and use them, that agent pays a referral fee. That's how we work. Anybody want to give a call while I'm still live with you? This is your call with MARKPIRES Real Talk. Guys, 203-741-TALK. We're going to get into it. What else is going on here? Did you guys see? Hey, Richard, how are you? Dr. Fleming's in the house, guys. There's so much going on right now. Shoe aside, how are you? There's so much going on with this election that people are really not sure where this thing's going to turn out. I'll tell you what. I said this from the beginning. You guys saw it in the clip the other day. This is going to get ugly. It's going to get really ugly. It was going to get ugly before it even started. That's why the mail-in voting became a thing. I still laugh when people say, there's no fraud, never seen any fraud. Guys, Jerry Nadler said it in 2004 before we had tech the way we have tech. So don't tell me what's possible, especially when I see videos of people getting pissed off when they open up ballots and see Trump's name, crumple it up and throw it in the garbage. There are so many ballots that did not get registered because people are jerks. When you put people into the picture and you say we have to trust them to do the right thing, you lose every time. You lose every time because there are people that have so much hatred and vitriol for Donald Trump, no matter what. When you think that they're going to be Scouts honor, I'm going to put all the Biden over here and put all the Trump over here. You have people throwing out ballots. You have people bringing in ballots for Biden. 72 plus million votes for a sleep sofa. Are you serious? He had 3 people at every rally. Nobody wanted to see this guy, but 73 million people want to vote for him, more than Obama. When we broke down the race barriers in this country by voting in the first African-American, I hate that word, the first black president in the history of America, African-American, what the hell? We're the only country that does that. Oh, African-American, what? No, if you go to England and you ask them, like, I'm black, you're white, they don't do this garbage. Like, we are so freaking divided, segmented. Let's put the African-Americans here. And then what about the Asian African-American? Like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? How about you put the humans here, the humans there, and then they realize that they're all the same. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, it baffles me, but this is America for you. And guess who they're going to put in? The people who did that crap. The people who created all this division and these categories, these labels, all these programs. Yeah, that's right. Our country's where it is because of the Democratic Party. Dr. Fleming said, you don't call me a Norwegian American. Yeah. You don't call me a Portuguese American because my father was born in Portugal and came here. Oh, the Portuguese American MARKPIRES. What? No, American. Like, I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. You know, I have to also laugh today. I'm just going to bring something up that I thought was funny. Again, this is getting into real talk. One of my very good friends from school when I was younger, he's on the other side of the aisle, and he and I have great conversations. He's the only person, one of the only people I've met so far that will have a conversation with me. He doesn't come back with, well, you're a jerk, Mark. Well, you go screw yourself. F you, Trump. And by the way, like I said, if someone points out something valid to me, I'm all for it. I want to hear if I'm wrong. And so we have these nice conversations. And so he had a back and forth last night with me after the show. And I just saw something he said about how mailing fraud, there's no proof that it's ever been a problem, that there's any such thing as mail fraud. And so I just had to go back. I showed him the Jerry Nadler thing, and I showed them this clip that I'd seen on Twitter where these people are stuffing the ballots. And then all of a sudden his friends start coming and say, it's not even from here. That's from somewhere else. I think it's Montenegro or whatever it was. People are throwing things out there. It's gaslit. I was like, oh, look at this. There's some obviously election meddling. It wasn't from here. Regardless. Then I get this guy comes on. He starts getting really huffy and toughy, internet tough guy, Oh, well, obviously, yeah, this, that, or another thing. You're not very bright. And I'm like, buddy, first of all, I don't watch politics. So for you to say what you say, I think for me to not watch politics for 676 days in a row would be something called perspective, where I'm not indoctrinated by the lies of the fake news, mainstream National Enquirer media. No, not me. I see it for what it is. I said, so you think like, oh, well, we can't listen to you because you don't even watch the politics. Like, no, but I have a gut and I know what the hell's going on and I could feel out things. And so he says this, and this really pissed me off. It got me going. He says, see this, you don't even watch politics. We can't trust anything coming out of your mouth. He goes, your privilege is showing. What? I said, uh-oh. I started laughing, like LOL faces laughing. I said, okay, I got to just say something. Are you kidding me? Privilege? I said, you're right. Privilege is why I've worked every single day for the last 13 years, basically. I take like 7 days off a year to support my family. Privileged, absolutely, to go live for 608 days to 295 people and to be kept in a basement by YouTube, Facebook, Google, Twitter, etc. Zuckerberg, to be kept in a basement. That's privilege. You're right. That was such a privilege of mine to be able to spend almost 2 years for 2 to 6 hours every single day to 0 people. I'm so privileged. Thank you for reminding me how privileged I am. And what a privilege that I have to work every single day of my life to support my family. That's such a privilege. Privilege exists, but it only occurs for people who've accomplished something and then their children have more than the rest of us. It has nothing to do with color, idiot. It may have back in the 50s and the 60s, but not in 2020. Not after you had a president who was black for 2 terms that we all voted in. We don't go back to systemic racism after that. That was a long time ago when Joe Biden was the guy forefronting the systemic racism. Oh, let's put him in office. Ooh, racist. Let's put him in office. He's not racist, Mark. He's not. Have you not seen the Donald Trump show, episodes 1 through 31? Potentially the most racist president in the last 40 years. Nixon was more than 40 years now, though, right? I'm pretty sure. I think 40 years. Yeah, no, 78. I think we're talking about since Ford, right? I mean, yeah, most racist president. Joe Biden. Not even, hopefully he won't be president, but this guy's a racist dude. And the reason I know it to be true is because whenever someone could say stuff like, look, I was able to stay inside of my house sequestered because of this young girl, this boy that stocked shelves. No, he has to use black. He has to throw the word black into everything. Look, it's because of this black girl who stocked shelves. So like, what the freak? Someone who brings up color is racist. The people that don't bring up color and live their lives are not racist. I'm sorry, guys. You can't go around calling people racist just because they want to live their lives and respect everybody. Oh, you're racist for not making a huge deal of the fact that years ago we were not made a huge deal of. What? No, I'm sorry. We're on level playing field. In fact, I think the advantage is flipped. Advantage flipped. I saw the other day SAT scores. If you're a white, if you're Caucasian, and you score a 1,200 on your SATs, someone from an inner city can score like a 750, and you don't get in. They get in. So tell me how any of that's fair. You want to talk about just make it equal, or you don't talk about equality? I think we're past that now. This is 2020. When now everything, we've now, think about, I usually joke that in 500 years, 1,000 years, we're going to all look the same. The melting pot becomes very, very similar at some point, okay? So why the freaking heck don't we just get there and realize eventually it becomes anyway, because we all are the same. Our skin color doesn't make us. It's the soul within us. It's the light within us. And when you try to judge someone on their skin color, you look like an ignorant person. And you know what? Yeah, there's a lot of ignorant people out there, but you don't change our country. You don't shut down a country, create a race war because of a bad cop. You don't follow the fake news National Enquirer momentum that's pushed over a race war when every single soul, not just in the United States, in the planet, looked at that situation and said, that cop's a piece of garbage. There was nobody out there that was like, yeah, he did the right thing. So why do you start a race war? Because they needed you to do it and needed to make this guy look so bad that you just put a sleep sofa in as the president of the United States. This entire year was formulated for you to do what you just did. You lose. You lose, sir. You get nothing. Nothing. Who remembers that? I did it again from the other day. Chocolate factory. You get nothing. Nothing, sir. Mr. Wonka? What's the guy's name who wants to get the everlasting gobstopper? Do you remember? Schmeggly or something like that? Such a great movie. Ordinary was born in 77. Yeah, I was born in 78. And, it's a weird thing when you could see the truth so clearly and everybody else around you is blind. Very weird. It's very weird when you have reviewed the information. You've reviewed the evidence of corruption. And there are like 72 more people in history. Let's go vote for the most corrupt guy in history. 10% for the big guy. Look, I got to get 10% for the big guy. I can't wait to sell off the presidency of the United States of America. I got my son Hunter, and Gunther. Did you guys meet Gunther yet? Oh, Gunther's going to come out. You guys see this guy? Look at this. He's out of his mind. Hold on, Gunther. Uh-oh.
Good evening. Tonight we have a very...
How is that not hooked into the system? That's really annoying. So I guess I can't do any face swaps for you guys because it's not hooked into the system. You see that? This is what happens in this world. What we can do is we can play stuff that's already been out there on a clip. That we can do. This is Gunther. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is a really weird thing. But basically, bottom line is that this guy is Joe Biden's other son. You guys have not seen this guy yet. And I think this is who we're going to be seeing on the show a heck of a lot going forward. Gunther, you there?
Now, because...
Dad, it's Gunther.
Oh, hi, Gunther. What's going on?
Look, I got a job offer from a company. They're called Burisma.
Burisma.
What? Burisma? What is that? Sound like a cracker. What? Are you working for a cracker company?
And look, all they want me to do is put my name on it. What do you think?
No, go for it. Just remember, you owe me 10.
No, that's cool. 10%, no problem. No, I could do that.
10% off the top. For the big guy.
For the big guy.
No, that's cool, Pop. All right, look, I'm going to do that now. I got to get my crack fix.
All right, Gunther. I love you. We'll see you later, son.
Gunther has a crack problem too, just like Hunter. Gunther and Hunter, they're going to be going out together to pick up their crack. I'm going to do that one as a face swap. Guys, here's the thing. I said this to my buddy. I'm like, do you realize what happens to the Joe Biden show if this goes forward? Oh my goodness. And then the Kamala Chameleon show, which is get that stupid cackle, and we're just going to have that be the show. Oh my goodness. I was born in 78. Yep. Missy, how you doing? Frosty Nights in the house. Guys, so I just had to play that little Gunther Biden bit. We're going to be doing a little Gunther going forward. So does anybody have any real estate questions for me? Missy's an 80s baby. Dr. Fleming, thank you so much. I hope you continue to fight these common enemies, the people who are not open to the truth. They're not open to survival. We have to figure out what the heck's going on here, guys, because our lives are going to change dramatically if this guy continues to steal the election. I think there's no way that this is not a steal. I've heard Daniel said 2 different states, swing states, said more people voted than registered voters by like 200,000, some ridiculous number. So if that's the case, we're going to see some sort of craziness here. The other thing I read, and I don't know if this is true, and if this is true, this would blow my mind and blow all of our minds. So there's been this kind of egg, Easter egg out there about watch the water on November 5th, watch the water. And it's this whole thing with the Q conspiracy. Someone said something about watch the water. Well, today they said what they meant by that was not the Three Gorges. What they meant by watch the water is that every single legitimate ballot has a watermark on it. And once they do a review and they check all the ballots, they're going to find the true ballots and they're going to find the fakes. If that's the case, the watch the water may be much bigger than we think. It may not be just swing states. It may be a recount of the entire ballot, the entire election, every state, to review for these watermarks, to see which was a real ballot, which were duplicate ballots. If this was the situation I was in right now, I would probably push for every single state to be recounted. Because these people, there's no way 72 million people voted for a sleep sofa. I'm sorry. I would just not vote. There's no way I would vote for that guy. And nobody would go to see him. He'd get trolled by more Trump supporters than Biden supporters stopping out to show how much they loved him. Nobody wanted to visit him. He's a freaking creeper. Smelling little girls' hair, 47 years of just terrible senator. I mean, there's nothing positive about this man. And now he's a bumbler, reads off a teleprompter, can't speak without his wife standing next to him, just whispering things in his ear like, no, not George Bush, Trump. Oh, that's right. Look, I'll let the American people judge my mental yeah, mental fitness. Don't know if you have that anymore. Sonny says, this is true. Former intel here. The goal, hubby too, the goal of the election was to expose corruption. The world's eyes are on us. Do you think so? Do you think, Sonny, that they're going to actually, there is a watermark? Because when I read that, I was like, I don't think they did a watermark. And if they did, that would be really smart. It's such a simple way, actually, to determine what's real and what's not. You know, you can't fake a watermark. Unless you can. I don't know. Sonny may be able to tell if that's something that can be faked as well. But as far as I know, some of those watermarks you need to look at under a black light, certain things like that. And most people are not going to think that way. They're just making a ballot. They're like, look, I'm going to just copy this thing and I'm going to just make 50 that say Joe Biden. Like, just think about that. Somebody goes and they make 100 copies. They just find the similar paper, make 100 double-sided copies, 1,000 double-sided copies. They sit at home every night for months prior to the election, just filling them out. They get paid to do it. You think that's not a real thing? That's absolutely a real thing. So people pulling up with radio flyer wagons with ballots in them, going into Michigan voting stations. What? The corruption is insane. And there's no way this guy could ever beat Donald Trump. I'm sorry. There is no interest in him. And I know my buddy said, it's people that hate Trump so much that they voted for Biden. And they're all voting to get Trump out, not because they like Biden. So 70, he thinks there are more votes in history because they hate Trump. That's how much he's polarizing he is, that he caused the most votes in history for a sleep sofa because they hate Trump. I'm like, I still don't think so. Jim says it's absolutely a real thing. So Jim, because Jim does this for a living, guys. He's an investigator. Jim, do you really believe that the watermarks were on all of the true ballots? Yeah. Missy says it too. She believes too, 100%. If you're going to do an audit, you do the whole nation. Forget about just the swing states, guys. It has to be every single state because I bet you there were a few others that were stolen. Maybe all of them. I don't know who voted for this guy except for some people that I see on social media. So wait a second. All the liberals who are on social media are the ones voting for Biden. Okay, I get it. But the rest of the world I see out there, the Trump trains, 96 miles of Trump train in Arizona, and then they lose Arizona. I'm sorry. And then you have Arizona Raven who flew out 3 hours. She flew out to Arizona to vote in person. And then her ballot wasn't even valid because they gave her a Sharpie and you weren't allowed to use the Sharpie. So her ballot for Trump was not counted in Arizona. How many people were given a Sharpie in Arizona that happened to be in Republican sections of Arizona? Because when you look, this is the interesting thing. I don't know, but nobody's talking about this. I didn't think about this until I started looking at this map and I realized how uneducated I was about this whole idea of an election and doing mail-in voting. They have it broken down into regions, into towns, into cities, into suburbs, into sections of which ones are predominantly Democrat, which ones are predominantly Republican. Now, if you go into, say, Arizona, and you know you have 20,000 votes in this one area here, and 94% of the time they're Republican or they're Donald Trump last time from 94% of the time, maybe we should just give those people Sharpies. Maybe if we just supply those people with Sharpies, that whole section of the election will not even be counted for Trump. You want to get into the woods on this? That's a guarantee that this happened. These Democrat pollsters, the people, they let you know where things are going and what things look like. And the George Soroses and all these scumbag, steal whatever I can in order to get whatever I need in life people did exactly that. They ripped through. They found the areas where the Trump supporters are, just like Arizona Raven, and they said, let's just give them Sharpies. Do you know what's crazy? There was a Sharpie sitting in my booth when I filled out my ballot. There was a Sharpie sitting there. I almost grabbed the Sharpie because I was like, the Sharpie would be clean, just go right over. You know what I mean? Super quick. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make sure that nobody could even erase this thing. Nothing could be done. I filled out that circle like I was in second grade. It was the first time I ever got to fill out a questionnaire with a circle bubble. I was like, then didn't double. I went after it too, just like a little more. Let me just get a little extra on that. I may put a hole in it. That's how excited I was to be there in person, throw my sticker on. Weeks before the election, when they started pushing this whole mail-in election thing, mail-in voting thing, I came up with hashtag I want my I just voted sticker. That was my hashtag. I don't know if it ever got anywhere, but I want my I just voted sticker. And I got it, guys. And there were lots of people in line. So when I start seeing the BS where the swing states, and here's the other thing too, I had somebody weeks ago say, I did an absentee ballot and everything was perfect. They took my ID. I said, yeah, you did an absentee ballot. Oh yeah, but I didn't just get a ballot sent to my house like here in Connecticut. Yeah, because they didn't do that in Connecticut. They asked you in Connecticut if you want a ballot, and if you do, they'd send it to you. But other places, other swing states are just sending them out 2, 3 at a time to different people in the house, to dogs, to dead people. I saw one, this is an amazing one, a 120-year-old lady, she voted for Biden. A 120-year-old lady. I assume she voted for Biden because she voted. And I don't think 120-year-old people are voting for Donald Trump because they're dead. And Trump doesn't want dead people's votes. They're not out there doing this. Has anybody not seen Black Sheep with Chris Farley? Hello, we are living through it's not Black Sheep. I'm sorry. It's it was Black Sheep, wasn't it? Yeah, Black Sheep. Have we not seen Black Sheep? New founder. What's this guy's name? New Frogger. Nussbaumer. Nussbaumer has the answer. Nussbaumer could tell us all about it, whatever the guy's name is. He's like, I can. She put us up to it. Oh, what? Guys, this is what happened. It's the straight up black sheep situation. We got black sheeped. We got Chris Farley black sheeped, really. Cemetery votes, Chris is calling it. Yeah, you're so right. Peace born in 1823? What? Wait, hold on a second. Ordinary said someone was born in 1823 and somehow they were able to vote. I want to meet that person. What's their secret? How are they able to stay so fit and able to use a pen? 1823, geez. That's 197. I'm impressed. That's Guinness Book World Records worthy, right? Should somebody call? I feel like we should call them. Because 197 is an old person. And I'd like to see them in the Guinness. Egg said, can I do Biden? Look, I had my Aunt Judy's cousin. She voted too. 247. She was actually at the Independence. That's right. She signed the Constitution. Just under a pen name. Yeah, that's right. Look, my Aunt Judy told me that I got this thing in the bag. Yeah, we're going to have 7,646,7 million. I think that's a thing. 700 million billion. That's how many votes we're going to have. We got more than Obama. I got more than Biden. I could do more than anybody. I got more than, I bet you what, if you could have anybody, even a deity, come and run and I'd beat him. I'm sleepy. Joe. Wake up, you're doing your acceptance speech. You fell asleep? Really? Joe, this is what I told them from the beginning, that you're a sleepy poopy pants, really. Look, you can't call me that. My Aunt Judy told me that I don't poop my pants until 9 o'clock at night, after I've had my cantaloupe. Joe, stop just throwing words out there. It's very bad. People don't want to hear your silliness. Look, my Aunt Judy told me silliness is the way to get to silly. Yeah, we know. You do it a lot. How about you just stop saying stupid things? How about that? I am asking for a friend. Really? Melania wants to know. Melania, I'm on my sleepy poo. Do you have anything you want me to? Oh, that's right. Joe, Melania wanted me to know, how would you like me to send the hearse when you realize you not only have lost, but you're going to jail for corruption? I'm sure we'll wind up sending them along, and Kamala Chameleon will be there with black gloves on, standing over you as she pushes you down the stairs. Oh, look, he's gone, but I'll be president. Nope, sorry, you both lose. You're really bad, too. I saw the thing she did in California.
California knows how to party. And in the city of LA. That's right, Tupac. It's called California Dreaming, really. Yeah, I used to sing it a lot. Trumper loved that one. In the streets of L.A., with the Trumper on the way, and the Donald J. Trump winning big league. I think those were the words. I'm not sure. I gotta call Dr. Dre. Maybe if I call Dre, he could fill me in. It's been a while. Tupac, I'd have to work through some serious numbers to get him on the line. You know, he's hiding in Puerto Rico. But look, I think it's better to go to Dr. Dre. I can get the answer. I can find out. What was the California Dreaming verse that had to do with Trumper? I think it was in the city at the Trumper LA. We get it rocking, we rock and rolling. Shake it, baby. Melania, come on, let's go. Shake it, babe. That's the one. That's Melania. Well, look, where's the Tupac lyrics? Hold on. I'm going to pull them up. What the hell? Why the heck not? California Dreaming. Let's see what the lyrics are. And we can get them going, right? I mean, why not? Lyrics by Tupac Shakur. Okay, here we go. If we could find it. Where is it? I probably freaking can't find it. It's just showing me like silliness. I just want to see the lyrics. California Dreaming with Tupac. Tupac Shakur. That's right. Tupac Shakur. Oh, that's why I'm looking in the wrong place. Guys, I'm looking at YouTubes. Go to the YouTubes. If you go to the YouTubes, you gotta find on the YouTubes. Look, we're going to do this now. Here we go. California Dreaming. We just have to see if Trumper can sing it proper. Here we go. The lyrics, Tupac, right here. Yeah. California knows how to party. It knows how to party in the city of L.A. We keep it rocking. We keep it rocking. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a stage that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug in the chest. And pack the vest as you jimmy in the city of sex. We're in the sunshine state with the bomb-ass hemp beat. It's state where you never find a dance floor empty. And pimps on their mission with their greens, lean, mean, money-making machines serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years, making up rap tunes ever since Honey's been wearing Sassoon. Now it's 95, they clock me and watch me. Diamonds shining looking like a robbed Liberace. It's all good with Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pay. So throw up your finger if you feel the same way. Dre putting it down for California, yeah. That's right, shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. I said, come on. Shake it, baby. If you shake it, baby, you could shake it. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming, son of the stepped out of seat, I'm hearing Gucci screaming, feeding for money and alcohol, the life of a West Side player where cowards die. Only in Cali, where riot not rally to live and die. In LA, where we wearing chucks, not bollies, that's right. Wow, dressed in locks and khaki suits, right, is what we do. Flossing, we have caution. We collide with the other crews. Famous, because we program worldwide. Let them recognize from Long Beach to Rosecrans, bumping and grinding like a slow jam. It's West Side. Wow, so you know the road don't bow down, you man. Who says so? But give me the bomb beef from Dre like a serenade the streets of L.A. Oakland is sack down. The Bay Area and back down, Cali. That's why you put the Mac down. Give me love. I say shake it. Wow. Got to shake it. No, check it out. In Long Beach, the house, yeah. At Oaktown, in Oakland, definitely in the house, yeah. Frisco, too. Frisco's in the house. Oh, you know, L.A. is up to this, too. And Pasadena, where you at, Pasadena? Oh, yeah, Englewood. Englewood's always up to no good. That's right, Tupac. Even Hollywood tried to get a piece, baby. Sacramento, where you at? Oh, yeah, that's right. Throw it up in the air. Throw it up like you just don't care. Winning big league, winning big league. That's right. Let's show these fools how we do this on the west side. Hold on. Oh, yes, Trumper doing it on the west side because you know it's the best side. That's right, West Coast, baby. California does have to party. You keep it rocking. You keep it... Whoa, you keep it rocking.
Oh my goodness, guys. Wages. Oh my goodness. I'm out of my mind, guys. What the hell am I thinking? That's just some silliness right there. We just did California Dreaming. I hear someone screaming. I don't know what's going on. They're waiting for somebody. California Dreaming, my friends. Holy cow. That was so stupid. Was that just the dumbest thing I've ever done? Could be. You know what's funny? This is a Real Talk Real Estate show. And we went straight up into Real Talk Silliness MARKPIRES show. But you know what? We got to live in the moment, guys. And hopefully you just keep reminding yourself, oh yeah, this is a real estate show. If I have any leads or anything, I'll just send them across to the crazy guy who just did California Dreaming in front of us as 92 different people. Oh, Daniel, I love you, buddy. I got to watch that back later, and maybe we'll drop that tonight before the show. Okay, here's the funny thing. While I was doing that, in my mind, what I was imagining is the song. So, like, I'm hoping what I can do, I don't know if this will work, but I'm hoping to get the instrumental to the song and just put it in there and create the greatest version of that song ever. I don't know. That's going to take some work. Real estate during an epic election, though. It's fine. Yeah, you know what? This is what I really wanted to talk about. And Sonny, I'm glad you brought me around the bend and back to the topic. The topic here is, how does a market shift when you switch presidents, and especially during this voter recount type of thing? This happened in 2000, before my time as a real estate agent. Was anybody around during this? Who remembers what happened to real estate during that? I think they said something like 100 and something days it took for them to count. I don't even know. It was ridiculous. 3 months. So the question I would have is, how is this market going to shift? And I do know that this sleeper is going to shut us down as a country, because 99.83% is too high a survival rate. Opposite. If it was lower, then I guess people would have, I don't even know. I have no idea. Like, I thought this was like basically pretty close to the flu as a death rate when you finally get down to it. Not that this thing is not more vicious than the flu. It absolutely is. It's killing a lot of people, but it's not the virus that's killing the people. It's the thrombosis mostly. So realistically, here's what I believe when it comes down to it. The market will shift significantly. People are going to be paying more in taxes. The economy is going to be completely overwhelmed by the fact that they're going to push this Green New Deal thing through, which is going to completely screw us up. I don't even know how it's going to screw us up, but I'm pretty much sure it's going to be ridiculous. And I just want to continue to be able to support my family. That's the craziest thing here, is when you start getting to a point where they want to tax your livelihood. They were saying that people in California, I think it is, are going to pay 62%. Anybody north of whatever is going to pay 62% on their income tax. Think about that. You get to keep 38% of your money. You got to work and you get to keep 38%. That's just stupid. Who the freak wants to work? Why the hell would you want to put the time in, the effort in, the energy in to make 38% of your efforts? What? This country's so backwards. So you're going to penalize people for working hard, penalize people for being successful, penalize people for putting the time in. And then just the people that are lazy, let's lift them up. Look, there's always going to be a few million people that don't want to do a freaking thing no matter what. You got to take care of those people, yes. But everybody else wants to work. Everybody else wants to go out there and provide for their families. So make it possible. This is what I hope for. This is what I hope for if we do have to deal with a Biden presidency, which again just makes me cringe thinking about a sleep sofa. Like, I can't wait for these conferences. Oh, you guys, you should just do like a parallel. You put a Trump conference next to what the Joe Biden conferences are or going to be. Mr. President, you're so amazing, by the way. I loved how you called everybody really, really racist things and we still made you president. Can you tell us something? And look, we don't want to be too aggressive with this question. Is this too over the line? Like, I could ask you a softer question if you want. Give me a little softball. Oh, he fell asleep. Let's go pet him. Let's go pet him. 72 million people, really? Somebody, who the freak voted for this guy? 72 million people? I wouldn't be surprised if they do a nationwide recount on all mail-in ballots. Forget about the rest of the ballots. Everything else was fine. People went and they did it properly. Mail-in ballot only. Across the board, we're going to just recount it all. I bet you the guy got 38 million. 38 million. I bet you 40 million of those, 38 million of them, 36 million of them were completely fabricated. Since they've had this ballot probably for how long? How long has this ballot been made? Yep. Wages says the guns are gone, just like Australia. Guys, you think they're not coming for your gun? You think they're not coming for your guns? Come on. You kidding me? They've been trying for years. They've been trying for years. And you know what? My brother-in-law says it best. The reason we have the Second Amendment is so we can overthrow the government if we ever need to. If there is a coup. If there is a reason that we need to take our country back. And you know what? We're close. We are close to needing to take our country back. And if they come out here and turn this country to communism, martial law, people in the streets, it's going to be the Mark Wages and the people in the world, not me, but people in the world who are armed and ready to protect this country that stop tyranny. They stop the China and Russia and all these people from the world that want to destroy our country. The only way it's stopped is by the Americans that can protect this country. It won't be by the military. We'll be spread so thin, they won't be able to protect us. It's going to be the Joe Schmoes of the world. And that's a scary thought. It's a scary thought. You know, the idea that we could be living in a time that's almost like what we read in books, you know, where it's like mayhem on the streets and people are killing each other and there's no law and order. Like, that's a scary, scary potential eventuality. Like, I know a lot of people right now that are finding their exit plan, trying to figure out where they're going to go. And I think that, I mean, look, I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a real estate business that I'm hopefully can continue to be able to do. I don't know what happens, but I could never just get up and go. I can't take a 5-year-old, an 11-year-old, 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old and just go someplace. So I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. And so for me, my prepping is prepping the soul. I'm here to prep everybody's soul. I'm not going to be able to go and hide in underground somewhere. I'm not going to be able to go to the Ozarks. I can't do that. I have to fight from here, ground control. Like, I'm here on the East Coast and I'll do what I can from here, but I can't go anywhere. And a lot of people are able to, which is great. But I'm preparing my soul, preparing everyone's soul right here every day. And I think it's the time to do that, guys. I believe that's one of the reasons I'm here, is to help you prepare your soul for whatever comes next. I don't know what it is, but if someone does come down or someone does come and starts trying to do something, you should be ready. We should all be ready. And if we're here feeling positive about each other, we're building each other up, I think that's as prepared as we can be, as prepared as our souls can be. Whatever happens, whenever everything happens, if you're living a high vibration of positivity, you're in a good place, my friends. You're in a very good place. So that's all I'd ask, is make sure you prepare your soul as well as prepare yourself. If you're preparing to get on a journey somewhere, make sure that that soul is prepared as well, because you're changing your entire existence. You're on the run, essentially, from destruction. And that's destructive to the soul. So soul first, and then get yourself out. Wages, I love you. Wages said, come out to Indiana. I got a full finished basement with your family's name on it. That would be amazing. And that would be safe too, like middle of the country-ish. You know, you're at least East Coast is scary. Like East Coast, West Coast, so scary. It'd be so awesome to be somewhere else in this country, like safe. You know what I mean? But I think, like I said, if we prepare ourselves here, we put on our show, and we hope that nobody does the things that we fear, like switch our country from, we're not really democracy, we're a republic. Like, I don't even know how you explain what we are, but the shift has been slow, and it's been happening for 60 years. And now it's to the point where we're like so far left, we don't even realize how far left we are. And then you're going to go even further left. Oof. Basement Real Talk. That's right. Optimus Titan. Yeah, Optimus is right. I mean, we've been saying this. Like, I'm like, the whole idea of the election and the voting was, the mail-in voting was to steal the election when they know they have a sleep sofa for a candidate. I said that from the beginning. Like, there's no way they don't steal the election. Like, they are going to steal the election. That's the whole point of this year. The whole point of this year was to steal the election, not to win the election. They could never win the election. Think about that. They could never win this election, so they had to steal it. And by steal it, you needed to create so much momentum towards hatred, division, race war, xenophobe. Every single thing was on the shoulders of the guy, and it's none of it was, I would say, his fault. He just dealt with the hand that he was dealt. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go out and blame people for taking on something like CV-19. Oh, well, other countries have this, have that. The numbers from the smartest scientists in the country were 2.5 million dead by fall, worst case. If you do every single thing right, Mr. President, it's 200,000. Well, if we didn't have the race war, pretty sure we would have been at 200,000. We're over 200,000, but we would have been less for sure. So don't forget that. The numbers ended out exactly where they said best case would have ended out. They didn't. That would have been my complete marketing strategy if I was Trump. I don't know what he's thinking. I would have played the clip where the Birx and Fauci are like, look, worst case scenario, 2.5 million people are going to die. Best case, if you do everything right, it's 200,000 lives. And then I would say something like, look, one life is too many. But the scientists, the smartest people in our country said, if we do everything right, it'll be 200,000 lives. And Joe Biden's out here pointing fingers at me saying, look, 200,000 people are dead because of Donald Trump, because of his inadequacies, because of how he handled the coronavirus. No, that's not the case at all. Because of how I handled it, we did best case. And that should have been the fight. Is, yeah, we did everything right. Look, they said best case, it was everything right. We're a little over that because you guys started a race war. Oh, it would have been so easy. Pound them at their own freaking game. It's amazing, though. These people get away with everything. I joked. Someone a couple weeks back were like, oh, they were joking. They were like, you should run for president. I'm like, I would never run for president unless I was a Democrat. If I was a Democrat, yeah, I would run for president. Absolutely. I could have done something like you guys know what I'm here to do. Even though I'm here to bring this world together, I'll be here every single day for the rest of my life. If I ever ran for president, they would make me look like a vile, evil guy. They'd find something. Oh, he goes on for 6 hours a day. He's not spending time with his son. Oh, what a horrible dad. Like, whatever. They'll find something in order to drive it home. Yeah, he's live at 10:30 at night until 2:30 in the morning when everybody's asleep. But that's not what the world heard. They heard bad dad and 6 hours. Like, they just do whatever they can to destroy the competition. And honestly, Republicans are the competition, and they will kill the lifeblood of anybody. They will completely destroy your future, your present, your past in order to get what they want. And to me, that's what is one thing that I call that evil. That's just straight up evil. And when I see the evil of the world working that way, and then they say, oh, no, but they're counted by people, and there's half Democrats, half Republicans. I don't trust any of these freaking people. You should never have had a personal in-count thing where it's like mail-in. You get an app, you sign in with your social security number, your own individual password that's completely encrypted. just like you would if you want to go on the IRS website and you vote that way. Everything's automated. You can't crack that because it's the highest encryption. Whatever. You do it that way. Oh, okay, you want to vote? Guess what? You don't have to freaking leave your home. You don't have to go anywhere. All you got to do is log in to the IRS website, click on this link, secure server, and you pick your choices and you submit. And then you get a notification afterwards that tells you who your choices were. And if somebody happens to actually tap in and change any information, you get a notification that says your information's been changed to make sure it was you that changed it, not somebody else. So therefore, you could change your vote. You could vote on October 5th. And after one of the debates, if you see that Sleep Sofa Joe's a complete scumbag who's going to cut off the oil industry and you don't like that, you could then go back and change your vote to Donald Trump. How about that for an idea? Why is it a real talk guy who doesn't do that coming up with an idea that would be the simple solution for us as a nation? If you can log into the IRS website safely and nobody can get in there because it's the IRS, you should be able to do the same thing with a freaking vote. And we would have had none of this. But here's the thing. They needed this. Like, don't get fooled when people go out there and they say, oh, well, this is such chaos. Nobody knew this was going to happen. Or we thought this could happen. You wanted this to happen. You needed this to happen because the guy is a sleep sofa. A sleep sofa. They're still blown away that the mail-in fake votes that they made in the first run didn't give them enough to beat Trump. And when they were still losing, they had to stop the call so they can go and get more votes and bring them to the polls. In the middle of the night, Trump was up in all of the swing states until the following morning when in the middle of the night, they had these dumps to all these different polling places. Just more ballots came in the middle of the night. Like, okay. And they're all Biden. Like, it's so simply clear what's going on here. They thought they'd created enough ballots to win. And when they saw Trump was coming in much higher than the pollsters ever said he would, they had to create more. How do you know that, Mark? Because I could stand back and freaking see the timeline and say, yep, that's what happened. If they had enough if they had enough ballots, they would have just let it play. They would have said, we're good. We're going to keep letting this thing fly. But no, they're like, let's call it for the night. We're going to call it for the night. We're going to go back tomorrow. We're going to look again. This thing should have been continuous. Just you keep going. You got people lined up. You knew this was coming. I got people sleeping the morning of the election because at 8 o'clock at night, they're coming in to go from 8 o'clock at night until 8 in the morning. And you have moderators. You've got, if there's Democrats that are opening up ballots, you got a Republican standing over them to make sure they're doing the right thing. Same thing on the other side. There's a Republican open up ballots. You got Democrats standing over them. Just make sure that they're, I know it's a lot of people, but this is not a way to elect a president. And you have human error. You have human error, and then you have human evil behavior. People who just literally hate Trump so much, they're just throwing out ballots. I saw a guy burn 80 Trump ballots. He was someone counting, took 80 ballots, stole them, went out, and then burned them. He put like lighter fluid on it, burned it, and he's giving the middle finger to them. He's saying like, F Trump. 80 ballots. He's like, I did my part. 80 ballots gone for Trump. Like, guys, how many of those until you're talking about 10, 20, 30,000 ballots that are no longer in play because of deceptive human beings who need a sleep sofa in office? They need an extra nap. Guys, they need the nap. I'm not sure if there's another answer than just to hold tight. And even if it comes back, I mean, he's at 267, I think, right now, Sleepy Poo. If this guy comes back with any other states, it's over. And, Mark from work. Nanu. I thought you were serious. We had on last night, Candace was on, and she was talking to us about her alien experiences. She's got a bunch of spacecrafts that show up every single day. And so she called in last night on your call with MARKPIRES. So guys, we will be live again later, of course, for a Real Talk day 676 in a row. Do some Bob Marley. You know, I've got kids here right now. School work goes until 3 o'clock, so I can't unfortunately sing while they're doing that. But 264, Jim said 264. I'm going to be rocking out a lot of music for you tonight. You know what I may have here for you? Let me put something on that you may check this out. I realize I have the option of doing certain things. So I think this is an interesting thing that happened. This is May 29th, guys, okay? Check this out. May 29th. If you recall these dates, this is an interesting time, okay? May 29th, I get a request, very similar. Someone said, can you play some Bob Marley? Let me do this. Hold on a second. I'm trying to close this out. Okay. So I get a request that says, can you play Bob Marley? And I'm like, yeah. So I played 4 Bob Marley songs that night, okay? Hold on. Pull this up here. I played 4 Bob Marley songs that night. This is the first time I ever played this song, okay? And it was the night that the rioting and the... Hold on. This is the day of the riots, okay? It's unbelievable. I still can't believe this happened the way it happened. Day of the riots, first time I ever played this. And I only found out about the riots after the show, okay? So while I'm playing this, there is lit streets for the first time. I don't even know when the last time we had this in Baltimore. I don't know. But rioting in the streets while this is going on. This morning, I woke up in a curfew. Oh God, I was a prisoner too. Yeah, I'm picking it. Let the roots of man take root. All them drugs gonna make you slow down now. It's not the music of that's why we're burning and looting tonight. Burning all of the Real talk. First time I ever played that one. And I just decided to drop it when I saw that there was rioting in the streets. I'm like, what is going on? I just played burning and looting. I'm dropping it. So basically that's that. I did want to share one other thing that I think is very important for you guys to see. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. Mama was right by it, guys. What? Yeah, I was pulling that up to get the lyrics. California love. California. No California. Oh, we're going to freaking do that, dude. We're totally doing that tune. I'm not even joking. What? I'm doing a California Dreamin'. So let me see. I was trying to figure out how to find another song for you here. There's one I wanted to play that I thought, oh, yeah, I guess the dog needs to go out. Sounds about right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Where was that bit from the other day? You guys saw this. I'm going to play this for you real quick. This is from yesterday. No matter who wins, we lose. Oh, yeah. Said that from the beginning. Oh, you did, didn't you, Mark? You absolutely did. I did. Nobody wants to listen. It's so true. Even when we win, we lose. Look, you could win, but you're going to lose. Check this out. This is from yesterday.
If you're over 25 and driving a car, you have to use Surrent. With Surrent, you can get...
I said it 3 days ago. This will be a... I said it 3 days ago. This will be a fight afterwards. Whoever loses is going to say, I won, and you will see this thing drag on and on. No matter who wins, we lose. Said that from the beginning. It's true. Both of these guys are bad for this country. Nobody likes either of them. You got half the country hate a guy because of falsehoods. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff there to not like. I don't love everything about the guy at all. I don't like a lot of the things about what he says and how he says it. I like seeing Americans doing well. Evil that all of a sudden we got this guy who's going to try to be president and say that he's going to be about America all of a sudden after 47 years. Oh, after 47 years, you want to be about America after signing NAFTA and doing all other things to abandon our nation? Now, when you have a guy for 4 who made it about America, you got to shift and all of a sudden pretend that you care about America. And we all fell for it, didn't we? Well, again, the royal we. The royal we, that 50% of this nation plus did not even get the truth. Because I don't care who you are. If you actually saw the truth, you would not have voted for that man. There's no way. And then when I see people say, if you voted for Trump, then you are a horrible human being. You're evil. Well, you just drank the Kool-Aid, and you just swallowed every pill they gave you for 4 years because that comment tells me that you're ignorant. Yes, you are ignorant. By making a judgment on a man that's the sitting president of the United States based on fake news that you watch, instead of doing the research, instead of typing in the words Donald Trump's presidential accomplishments. How hard is that to do for an educated person? To type in the accomplishments of a president of the United States and then say something afterwards when you're actually reading it. These are not Donald Trump's accomplishments. These are Ronald Reagan's accomplishments. These are Jimmy Carter, whoever. But don't say the words Donald Trump because you obviously have a major issue with that name and that person and that individual who's the sitting president of the United States. Not my president. Oh, really? Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate that. The female Patton Oswalt strikes again. That's freaking Pat. I may even be Patton Oswalt. I keep saying the female. That may be Patton Oswalt in the street in 2016. Not my president. All right, Patton. Now, easy does it. We get it. We get it. All right. You think anybody's... I'm doing it right now, I guess. Not my president. I told you, if it winds up being this guy wins, that's my sleep sofa. Look, I'm going to go out. I'm going to say, did you see my new sleep sofa? Yeah, it came all lumpy. And it's like, smells like a dog peed on it or something. I know. Yeah, no, it's a sleep sofa Joe. You can't expect a new sleep sofa Joe. No, it's going to be old and lumpy.
Yeah, it's going to smell like an old 76 Thunderbird. Yeah, especially after granola was left in the back seat and yogurt. Yeah, no good. That's definitely not. That sleeper pooper pants, you made him president. YouTube, you're so good at suppressing good content because you suck. Yeah, that's good. I'm proud of you.
Chris, I'm praying. I'll tell you what, then what I just did here is a rant about nothing. But when I heard Wisconsin, we lost Wisconsin, I want to say we, like I said, this nation we're fighting for is America. We're fighting for America right now. We're not fighting for the soul of America. We're fighting for America. For the existence of America. You had a group walking through the streets yesterday in Minneapolis that said America is dead. America is done. This is what they want. And you guys, you want to usher it in? You got one guy who's talking about law and order and the Constitution and protecting American values. And then you got another one that's supporting violence on the streets, doesn't say a word about Antifa, pretends it's white ring supremacists. They'll keep saying whatever they need to say in order to get you riled up. Even when you could look at a video of 22 occurrences where he said, I disavow. That's what it is, a disavow. I disavow. Are you kidding me? I don't even want his freaking vote. Wages is with me. Hey, buddy, Trump won't concede. We now have Republicans saying Trump has no right to call voting a fraud. Well, guys, I think the funny thing to me, and this always will be funny, is when people say that voting's not a fraud, that it can't be a fraud. Nope, there's been no proof ever of it being a fraud. Okay, Democrats. Well then, Democrats, let me ask you a question why one of your biggest Democrats said this.
It's Hammerl and Jameson. We head to the studio live with Donald Trump for episode 18 of The Donald Trump Show.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on episode 18 of The Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're going to talk about Nadler. You know, he's basically trying to say there's no such thing as Antifa. He also is pushing the voting by mail. So I thought it'd dissect an old piece of footage I just came across.
It's a very tempting point. I just, as a very experienced, practical politician from New York,
Well, I'm from New York too, Nibbly Nadler.
I feel constrained to observe that in my experience in New York, paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud.
Really? That's not what all of your cohorts are saying. Jerry, they're saying that it will be safe. Everybody can vote by mail. They'll be able to vote for Biden. And whether they're alive or not, their vote will be counted.
Paper ballots are extremely susceptible to fraud. Extremely susceptible to fraud. Fraud.
So guys, check this out. 3 examples of voter fraud right here. This is, my wife just had 3 friends that she spoke to. Ready? One friend was told she already voted. So someone had obviously voted on her behalf. The other was told to leave her ballot and they'll take care of it by putting it in the machine. She flipped out and said, absolutely not. But tons of other people left it. And my friend saw them looking at them. Okay. The third friend received a ballot from her mom, who had passed away. So disgusting, the corruption in our voting system. I highly doubt Biden would be winning if this wasn't going on. Then it said her mother was a registered Democrat. I don't think that's a coincidence. So the people that were voting, dead mothers voting, registered Democrats, guys, this is going to come out and it's going to be the biggest story you will never hear about. The fake news National Enquirer media is going to censor everything. This program may get taken off. Who knows? Because they have their hand in the cookie jar. And I'm hoping that there's this watermark thing. Because if there is, it's a wrap. There's no way that I would go for a full recount. The whole kit and caboodle. They did it in 2 days. Take 2 more. Look at this. Giggles was forced to use their Sharpie, even though I had my own pens in my hand. They said Sharpies don't work. Now, that's something right there. Now, I'm curious. Sherry Ann, how are you? I'm curious. if they're using these maps and they're determining the Trump heavy zones and then they're giving people Sharpies, they're like, the Sharpie doesn't work when it goes to register. So just give all the people who are going to vote the areas that are predominantly Trump, give them all Sharpies. If we lose a couple Biden votes there, it's fine because we're going to stuff the ballots anyway with fake votes. And let's roll on it. Recount or revote. I like that, Chris. I doubt they'll do the revote, but I think the recount makes sense. Yeah, machines can't tally them. Now, the thing is, what is wrong with my idea with an online login system that's run, similarly to the IRS, where you have a Social Security login? There's only one way to get in there to get your vote. If you're a citizen of the United States of America. Well, that would be the first reason why we need to do that. Yeah, they should have given America a full week to vote. You're right. Should have started a week ago, and they said, look, just go at your leisure. It'll be open every day. There's this CV-19 we're really worried about right now, so we're going to keep all the polling stations open. Not you could go down and put one into the box over here. That's still being picked up by a human being who has a political leaning. When you have people, like the only people that should be actually counting the votes are independents, people who don't care who wins. Should not be Democrat or Republican. Independent voters are the ones who control the election. When you talk about mail-in voting and absentee ballots or whatever, it should be independent voters only. Now, of course, then you have people who say they're independents and they're not. They're just trying to get into the system to break the system. So no matter what, corruption exists. Jerry Nadler said it best. Jerry Nadler said it best, guys. He could show you corruption, make your head spin. And of course, just like that, we're not even talking about real estate anymore. But that's what happens here, people. We just got to go. And then we're an hour and 32 minutes in, and I'm like, am I really doing a second show? Or is this the friggin' show? I think we still do a second show. Guys, we have to have music. We got to have all kinds of... I got to have a face swap for you later. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Did you guys see what I did today? Craziness. Let's watch it together real quick. Do you guys want to watch this? I just made this right before the show. Let's watch it together. You guys mind? It's kind of silly. And if you can afterwards, if you like it enough, go watch it again and then like it and share it. I always say, I don't know if anybody realizes this. It's like, oh, I don't know if it's okay to share his content. Please share the hell out of my content. Nobody else is. Facebook, YouTube, they're shutting me down.
Hey, everybody, stop clicking around.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Stop clicking around. Literally, if you like something, please share it. Share it to your Facebook, share it to Twitter, share it to everybody, and tell them, say, this is a shadow banned show that the world needs to see. Come on down, and give them the old come on down. Give them the old come on down. And do like Crazy Eddie's and say, "My Crazy Eddie, that's insane!" Like, give them that. Whatever you got to do to get them to come out here and join us, okay? That's what we did, people. Anyway, here is today's face swap for you. I kind of juiced it up a little bit right before the show. It's got a little extra juice. Here we go.
It's Fox News. We're going to head to Chris Wallace, who's giving us an update on election 2020.
I'm Chris Wallace with Fox News. Election night.
Interestingly, we have two candidates that are calling the election early. There's still millions of votes that need to be counted, and we need to get through them before we can make a decision. So let's go to the two messages from our candidates. Let's take a look at Donald Trump's message.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio, too close to call. That's right, Donald Trump live from the podium to share a little update with us.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It's election night. I know you're very tired. You're waiting for the results. I am too. The swing states don't seem to have their numbers in order. Looks like we're winning big league, though. I mean, seriously, if it doesn't turn in the direction of Trump now, it's totally fraud. Jerry Nadler said it best about the fraud in America. But look, we're going to win big league either way, because we're going to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. If we can't get it normal, like a win, we're going to fight for it, because that's what we do. You know, Trump has never lost anything before, so it's hard for me to lick my wounds afterwards. So I probably will fight until there's no fight left in me. Cause civil war in the streets, and as long as it winds up with the Trump win, it's worth it, really. Anyway, look, I gotta go now. We have a lot of votes to count. But I'll be back as soon as we know more, probably with a Trump victory, one way or the other. Anyway, have a great night.
And now, former Vice President and probable President of the United States, Joe Biden.
It's Felix Robertson, live from the studio. We're going to head to Joe Biden on election night, where we are confident he's going to be the next president of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden.
My fellow Americans, I want to thank you. It's been a long night, election night. We got here. It's all thanks to adrenochrome, a special drug that I take. Anyway, look, my Aunt Judy called me. She said it looks like we got this thing locked up. Said, Joe, you don't have to sell Jeeps anymore. You can go out there and be the president now. All that corruption, it's gonna fall to the wayside. You know, Aunt Judy, she was the ringleader. Nobody knows about that. Never gonna find out now either, actually. Look, we fought a hard campaign here. And Kamali and I, you know, we're gonna do a lot of great things for this country. That's right, we're gonna turn back the clocks. And we're gonna bring it back to the hard times for Americans. Tough times, higher taxes. And hey, look, we're going to win big this next 4 years. Is going to be... can you move that teleprompter a little quicker? Wait, just cut this part out. What? We're live? Oh, shoot. I won anyway. It doesn't matter. Look, so I use a teleprompter. What's the problem? You guys are going to have to deal with that. It's what I've been doing from the beginning. Just didn't tell you about it. But I got 71 million votes, more than Obama. I got more votes than anybody in history. It's because I stood for something. Stood for sleeping on my Joey futon. I stood for napping right through the whole process, hiding from the coronavirus and blaming it all on the sitting president of the United States. But don't worry about it. I got a plan. We're going to do the same thing that this last president did. But we're going to say this time that it works. Anything you want to say, Kamalin? Look, she doesn't want to talk right now. She's a little busy. She's got to call her mom and dad and tell them how she won. I'm going to get on with my Aunt Judy right now, and I'm going to tell her it's in the books. Biden-Harris. Well, really Harris. She's going to push me down the stairs next week. Anyway, look, I got to get going. It's going to be official any time now. 46th President of the United States, Joe Trump.
Oh, yeah, Joe Trump, guys. It's official. It's official. He's a sleeper. He's a sleepy poo. How funny was that bit I played for you earlier where the Patton Oswalt? Huh, the real Patton Oswalt. That's some crazy stuff over there. You know, I'm tempted to play you guys old Hammerlin. Who wants to see old Hammerlin? I got a Hammerlin Jameson that was from about a week ago. It'll blow your freaking mind. Yeah, real estate. It's a real Hammerlin. Let's see. I'm going to put it out here. How do I find old Hammer? Old Hammer Jam. Hammerlin Jameson. Oh, there we go. On real estate. I got one also here that's the fall of Hammerlin Jameson. Should we watch two in a row? Should we watch two hammers in a row? Let's see what this is. I think this only had 73 views. Let's watch it real quick. Okay, this is from a month ago. This is when I still was doing the centerpieces here, where like you'll see the backdrop's different. We're gonna watch this one, and then we'll watch the other Hammer Jam.
Braxton was diagnosed with
Okay, here we go.
This is Tony and Cindy.
Is it Tony?
In 1 year, they added more than 30 income proproperties to their passive income real estate
I'd
portfolio.
like to do that. Here we go.
And by the way, that Venmo doesn't friggin' work anymore. Shit. Hammerlin had to close the account. I was negative on the Venmo account somehow. I don't even know how that to figure it out. They're like, Hammerlin, well, look, we're going to have to get rid of that account of yours because you're negative $64,327. What are you doing? And 33 cents.
said, hell that pot, drink that much Jameson? Oh, unbelievable. I said, I'm dropping the hammer, ripping the lid off the fake news on that one, because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There's no way that old Hammer Jam drank that much Jameson. Maybe about 58,000, but not 61,300. There's no way. Hammer Jam, look, I gotta go now. I gotta go get to my whiskey and to the tap. I gotta hit the tap, people. I'm just coming down like that. Like that. Double-fisted it sometimes. Walking around, I got triples. I walked around with 4 last week, 2 straws, 1 in each. And I sucked all 4 of them down at the same time. They said, old Hammerlin, look at him. Look at old Hammerlin go. It's just a friggin' Tuesday for Hammer Jam. Look, I gotta go, but I'll be dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news every night here on the Real Talk program. That's old Hammer Jam. I'm on the way out. That's Hammerlin Jameson. And it's hammer time. That's right. I'm here every single good old Hammer Jam. I appreciate you giving me a couple minutes here. I appreciate Mark giving me the time to try to climb out of the hole. Bottom line is they've made it very difficult for old Hammer Jam to get back into the mainstream. After I fell asleep on camera, I was kind of like Sleep Sofa Joe, 96. I'm there on camera, NBC News, and they're like, old Hammer Jam, how's it going out there, Hammer? I was like this on the screen. They came out of drool coming down, and even look, I had a Big Mac here on the table. I forgot to move that too. So they filmed the whole thing, and it looked really bad. Every time I go for an interview now, for an anchor spot, they say, oh, Hammerlin, is this you? I gotta say, look, it's fake news. I'll see you guys on the next Hammerlin Jameson episode, whatever the heck we call it. I think we call it Hammer Time. Anyway, here's Poison. No, are you ready? We didn't do Poison. Here's Poison. Don't drink the Dassy Poison. You could wind up with a serious case of Montezuma's revenge. It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio with episode 3 of the Donald Trump Show. Dassy Poison.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so glad I played that for you. I forget what I do for these Hammerlin bits. So now you're going to see the progression of Hammer Jam, because that was the one from a month ago, and then I always change what I say as Hammerlin, so how he has his fall apart at the studio when he was live in front of a crowd. All of that changes every time I go live, so check out what I said on this one.
We have 2
This one I think is probably,
enthusiasts.
like, I love that this is probably one of the best Hammerlins I've ever done right here. Check this out. This is all
Good
improv.
grammar and spelling are important. But if you want to write essays that inspire, messages that...
Look, bottom line, people, when you're selling... Look, bottom line, people, when you're selling real estate, you should call the Real Talk team. You could deal with either Hammerlin Jameson or you could deal with Mark, whatever. I promise to not be on my Jameson strict regiment when I take my clients out. Perhaps you may be better off working with Mark, because he does not drink at all. And I'm the Jameson guy, okay? My family. Look at my name. It's not even on the screen right now. Old Hammer Jam got his license. Here's the story. Blacked out on camera, 92. NBC. It was like this. They were like, hey, Hammer Jam, what do you got? I did one of those. They were like, Hammer. When I came to, my face fell into a pile of nachos. I had nachos with guacamole, sour cream, and chili. The chili burned my right nostril. The left one had sour cream up the nostril. I had a little guacamole over here. It looked like I was a tattoo. It wasn't a tattoo. It was just a Hammerlin. Fell asleep and plopped into the nachos. So old Hammerlin, when he kind of was looking around, they had to cut to commercial. And they're like, oh, Hammerlin, what's going on? Hammerlin kind of stops speaking English when he gets
over the line, so to speak. So they're like, "Oh, Hammer, we need to see you in the office. Come in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I walked in at 12:30. Oh, sorry. I had a hangover. Didn't you see me? I blacked out on the friggin' screen. So they said, "Old Hammer, take a seat. We're going over your work, your progress. We're looking at the positives, looking at the negatives. We're trying to figure out where you fit in at NBC." I said, "Excuse me, fit in? I'm Hammerlin Jameson. I'm dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news. Where do I fit in? I'm the freaking fake news hammer. That's where I will drop the hammer on any fake news. That's where I fit in." Didn't realize that NBC was going left, literally. They were taking a left away from truth, away from dropping hammers into the fake news, and they decided to go into new territory. We call it National Enquirer. Yeah, bottom line, all mainstream media is now the National Enquirer. And so old Hammer Jam left with a conundrum. They're like, "Oh, Hammer, you're no longer hired at NBC. Enjoy those nachos. I think you still got a little guac over there." I may have. I literally woke up and went right into the meeting. So I'm back to square one. And I got home, and I'm laying there on the couch in a stupor. And they're like, "Oh, it's a screen." Something comes on. It was like the Magnum PI guy comes on. He's like, "Hey, you ever been a realtor? You should be a realtor because you could go out and sell real estate." And I was a realtor before I was Magnum PI. And I was like, "Whoa, look at that. I got a mustache. I can be Magnum PI. Maybe old Hammer Jam should go be Magnum PI, real estate agent." So I got my real estate license, and literally it's Hammerlin Magnum PI Jameson. If you look me up online, you could find my website. I take out clients. It's only on Wednesdays between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Every other time I'm smashed. Bottom line, though, okay, is Hammer got the license. And the phone just started ringing. Ring-a-ding-a-linging. They're like, "Hammerlin's a realtor now. Let me give him the business." So the 90s and early 2000s were on fire. Not sure if you remember my tagline from the early 2000s. "If you take the hammer out, we'll break down that house and build you a new one." It was a short commercial. It was massive. Lasted about 13 days. That's right. We got a couple of major pieces of business out of it. Government contracts as well. And basically, Hammer Jam was on the way to being a master realtor / master developer. That's right, the government was giving contracts to Hammerlin. I'm like, do they realize what I'm doing with these bottles of Jameson? Hey, here you go, Hammerson. Let's keep going. Hammerson, that's what happens. I get so out there. So bottom line, now Hammer Jam's realtor, right? And I'm doing great, just out there making billions and billions. I was making billions. I think I made a zillion. Yeah, I made a zillion. And so I'm there, got a zillion. And they're like, "Oh, Hammer, maybe you should take a break. You want to buy Jameson or something?" I said, "I have enough bottles at the house." They're like, "No, do you want to buy the company, Jameson?" I said, "Buy? It's my freaking family's tradition. It's the company. I don't need to. It's in my blood." Okay, literally, I got 20.7% blood alcohol level. Okay. And so old Hammer Jam just decided to take the back seat. So that's why you haven't seen the commercial. You haven't seen Hammerlin really doing much. I only work 1 hour a week now, 8 to 9. Wednesday mornings, 8 to 9, you can get old Hammer Jam. I'm sober for that 1 hour there, old Hammer. But after that, all bets are off, really. I mean, come on, Hammerlin Jameson, ripping the lid off the fake news. So the bottom line, people, the numbers are seriously delinquent into mortgage falling the first time since the pandemic.
I think Hammerlin needs to really be the newscaster when it comes to reading the news.
For the Real Talk Real Estate program, look, the good thing about Hammerlin in the morning is he doesn't drink much. Doesn't drink much in the morning. And, you're bound to get a couple of things out of the old Hammer Jammer. about the real estate market. You may not know, but he's also a realtor. That's right. Old Hammerjam got his license. He works for the Real Talk team now. Yeah, that's right. Hold on one second. I have to just see if I can pop this on over here for you guys. What was this over here? That's really weird.
Why the Philippines is better than anywhere else for outsourcing.
Oh, Hammerlin Jameson. Look, I'm here with the Real Talk program, Real Talk News, Real Talk Real Estate News. We're going to get into some topics. We're going to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake real estate news. There's lots of it out there. So let's see what old Hammerjam has to say about it. Let's read the story. Existing home sales surged 9.4% in September. Sales of existing homes that took off in September, jumping 9.4% from August to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 6.54 million. The National Association of Realtors said in a report on Thursday, compared to a year ago, the sales are up 20.9%. That's about the blood alcohol level of old Hammerlin's liver. Home sales traditionally taper off toward the end of the year, but September, they surged beyond what we normally see during the season. That was from Lawrence Yoon, the NAR's chief economist. Yeah, he's not an economist, he's an economist. I would attribute the jump to record low interest rates and an abundance of buyers in the marketplace, including buyers of vacation homes, given the flexibility to work from home. That was from Lawrence Yoon. Look, Lawrence knows what he's talking about. He's an economist of the program at the National Association of Realtors. Sing Sauer, thank you so much for the donation. Hammerlin's going to put that right into his gas tank. By gas tank, I mean the old stomach-a-roo. That's right. It's going to be Jameson time right after this. It looks like the number of serious delinquent mortgages fell for the first time since the pandemic hit. Yeah, this is interesting because a lot of people are having a hard time. Yeah, you know, Nancy Pelosi hasn't come to an agreement on stimulus money for the American people. I understand she wants money for the Democrat cities that are burning based on trying to make the president look really bad. I dropped the hammer, ripping the lid. But that's not what we're doing. We just need to take care of the people, Pelosi. How about that? Hammerlin, we're looking for some people funds, not for the Democrat cities. Okay? We want it for the people. You have American citizens, something like 350 million of them. Oh, let's give them $1,200. Oh, you want to give trillions to everybody else. How about you give the people a couple $100,000? I'm just saying, because you're poison. First of all. Secondly, when you quarantine a nation for a year, I think the payoff is about $100K. I'm just saying. Hammerlin, ripping the lid off of it. $100K every single American. You have to be an American, though. You can't come across the border and be like, oh, I want my $100K. Sorry. We're going to just put you back on the other side of the fence. That's right. 400 miles of the fence are built. Hammer jam, rub on the lid off the fake news.
Save up to 50% during the Lamps Plus Get Ready for the Holiday sale.
Always cut off
Free
right
shipping.
there. This is the best part. Check this out.
That was a pretty good bit that Hammerlin just laid out there. We may have to put that one out later today. Look, Hammerjam's just telling you the truth, trying to rip the lid off the fake news, and it's a pandemic. Let's just be honest. Bottom line! And the phone just started ringing. Ring-a-ding-a-linging. They're like, Hammerlin's a realtor now? Let me give him the business. I take out clients. It's only on Wednesdays between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Every other time I'm smashed. And I'm the Jameson guy, okay? My family. Look at my name. It's not even on the screen right now. They were like, hey, Hammerjam, what do you got? That's right. It's going to be Jameson time right after this.
So that's Hammer. That's good old Hammerjam. He is out of his freaking mind, as we all know. Thank you guys for joining me on this. This has been an action-packed 2 hours. We did 2 hours for Real Talk Real Estate 101. We didn't get into a ton of real estate. I did pin Wolfie's comment over there with my email. You can send me an email if you have any questions about real estate. I will be back tomorrow for another Real Estate 101. And this evening, I'll be back for a Real Talk. It's kind of crazy. I just did 2 hours. Isn't this the Real Talk for the day, guys? I don't know. I think without music, without face swaps, and without... I don't know. I think we're doing another show in 10 hours. 8 hours. 7.5. Dana, how are you? 7.5 hours. I'll see you guys, and we're going to be doing another face swap. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll make something up for you. But I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. This is a fun episode. What is real estate? It's been my job for 13 years, my friend. Real estate, to me, is a good business. It is, absolutely. Especially if you are someone who likes to help people. And there is a lot of shady stuff going on out there. So to help your clients get what they need and not get sidetracked by some of the deceptive practices of other agents, other sellers, of other people is just, it is rewarding. So my motto of effect a positive change one person at a time, it must have started when I got into the real estate business, because trying to help people with their home, that's affecting one person at a time, you know? And that was a worthy existence. So it's not like I needed to do what I'm doing. But I do need to do what I'm doing because the world is just dying around me. And even today I tried to have a reasonable conversation with someone on the other side of the aisle, and they wouldn't even do that. So, look, we need to get back to connecting. It doesn't happen through politics. It happens right here on the Real Talk program. So I will see you this evening for part 2 of day 676 in a row of the MARKPIRES Real Talk Show. We'll probably take some call-ins tonight as well, guys, so just be prepared. Think of something you want to chat about. It's MARKPIRES. And it's Real Talk. I love you guys. I'll see you later.